a humanoid robot has now stepped into BMW's production world. Not in a lab, not in a staged demo, but inside real automotive manufacturing, where timing, safety, precision, and reliability actually matter. And that changes the conversation. Because the big question is no longer whether humanoid robots can walk, wave, or pick up objects for a camera. The bigger question is this: can they survive the pressure of a real factory? Today, we're looking at BMW's humanoid robot tests, what actually happened, how the technology works, and why this could become one of the most important shifts in modern manufacturing. For years, factory automation has mostly meant fixed industrial robots, big robotic arms, conveyor systems, special machines designed for one repeated task. But humanoid robots are different. They are built to move through spaces designed for humans. They can use human-scale tools, reach human-height workstations, and potentially move between different jobs without redesigning the entire factory. That is why BMW's testing matters. According to BMW, the company is now bringing what it calls physical AI into production, meaning artificial intelligence connected to real machines and robots, not just software running on screens. By the end of this video, you'll understand what BMW tested, why humanoid robots are entering factories now, what they can realistically do, and what still stands in the way. BMW's humanoid robot story has two major parts. The first happened at BMW Group Plant Spartanburg in South Carolina in the United States. BMW worked with Figure AI, a robotics company building general-purpose humanoid robots. In BMW's official reporting, Figure 02 was used in a real production environment, specifically in the body shop. The robot's job was not glamorous. It was not dancing, talking, or performing for social media. It was handling sheet metal parts. More specifically, Figure 02 removed and positioned sheet metal parts for the welding process. BMW says this is a task that requires speed, accuracy, and physical effort. And this is where the story becomes more serious. According to BMW, over a 10-month period, Figure 02 supported the production of more than 30,000 BMW X3 vehicles. It moved more than 90,000 components, worked around 1,250 operating hours, and covered about 1.2 million steps. Figure AI also reported similar numbers, saying Figure 02 ran 10-hour shifts from Monday to Friday and contributed to more than 30,000 X3 vehicles. Now, that does not mean BMW has fully replaced human workers with humanoid robots. That would be an exaggerated claim. This was still a pilot, but it does mean something important. A humanoid robot moved from controlled demonstration into actual shift work inside a major automotive plant. And then BMW took the next step. In February 2026, BMW announced that it would bring humanoid robot testing to Plant Leipzig in Germany for the first time. This time, the project is with Hexagon Robotics and its humanoid robot called AEON. At Leipzig, BMW says AEON will initially support high-voltage battery assembly and component production. The goal is not just to test one narrow trick, but to explore how a humanoid robot can be meaningfully integrated into series production. And this is the part most people missed. BMW is not only testing robots. BMW is testing whether humanoid robots can become part of a real production system. That includes safety, data, factory infrastructure, worker acceptance, software integration, and repeatable performance. The robot is only one piece of the story. So how does this actually work? The simple version is this. A humanoid robot combines sensors, AI software, motion control, and mechanical hands or grippers to perform physical tasks in a human-designed environment. Let's break that down. First, the robot needs perception. Perception means the robot must understand what is around it. It uses cameras, sensors, and sometimes microphones or other measurement systems to recognize objects, detect positions, and understand where its body is in relation to the workspace. In BMW's earlier Figure 02 information, BMW said the robot used cameras, microphones, sensors, improved computing power, and a stronger battery compared with the previous generation. It also had human-sized hands with 16 active degrees of freedom per hand, which means the hands could move in many controlled ways. Second, the robot needs planning. Planning means deciding the correct sequence of actions. For example, move toward the part, align the body, reach the hand, grip the part, lift it, reposition it, place it correctly, confirm placement, and reset for the next cycle. That sounds simple when a human does it. But for a robot, every step needs control. A sheet metal part may be slightly shifted. The robot's feet may not land exactly as expected. The timing of the line may change. Lighting, vibration, and surrounding equipment can affect the task. Third, the robot needs motion control. Motion control means converting the plan into stable movement. This is where humanoid robots are difficult. A fixed industrial robot arm can be bolted to the floor. It knows exactly where it is. Its movement is limited but very reliable. A humanoid robot has to move its whole body. It has legs, arms, joints, balance, hands, and sometimes wheels depending on the design. That makes it more flexible, but also more complicated. Figure AI described BMW's use case as sheet metal loading, where the robot had to place parts into welding fixtures. The company said the challenge was balancing speed and precision, including placing parts within a 5mm tolerance in just 2 seconds. That number matters because factory work is not just about whether a robot can complete a task once. It has to do it again, and again, and again, for hours. That is why BMW's focus on real production conditions is so important. In Leipzig, BMW is working with Hexagon's AEON. BMW says AEON has a human-like body that allows different hand and gripper elements or scanning tools to be attached, and it can be used dynamically on wheels. So the point is not that every humanoid robot must look or move exactly like a person. The point is adaptability. Factories already have human-scale spaces, tools, racks, and workstations. A humanoid robot is attractive because it may adapt to those spaces without forcing the factory to be completely redesigned. But here's the catch. That flexibility only matters if the robot is reliable enough, safe enough, and cost-effective enough. The real-world impact starts with one problem. Many factory tasks are repetitive, physically tiring, or ergonomically awkward. Ergonomics means how work affects the human body. If a worker repeats the same bending, reaching, lifting, or positioning movement thousands of times, it can create strain. BMW has said humanoid robots show potential in monotonous, ergonomically demanding, or safety-critical tasks, with the goal of relieving employees and improving working conditions. That is the practical value, not replacing every person, not building a fully robotic factory overnight, but taking specific tasks that are tiring, repetitive, or risky, and testing whether humanoid robots can handle them. Imagine a production line before this technology. A worker may spend long shifts loading parts into fixtures, repeating the same movement with high precision. The task is important, but physically demanding. Now imagine the after scenario. A humanoid robot handles the repeated loading cycle. The human worker supervises the process, handles exceptions, checks quality, manages materials, or moves to more skilled tasks where judgment matters more. That is the realistic version of this technology. And for companies, the appeal is obvious. If a robot can be trained for one task, then adapted to another, the factory becomes more flexible. A traditional automation system may be excellent at one job, but expensive to modify. A humanoid robot could potentially move between stations or use different tools depending on the application. That is why BMW's Leipzig project is important. BMW says the aim is to explore applications in high-voltage battery assembly and component manufacturing. If you run a small business, this does not mean humanoid robots are suddenly affordable or ready for your workshop. But it does show where industrial automation may be heading. First, expensive pilots inside large companies, then more specialized deployments. Then over time, possibly broader access as costs come down and reliability improves. For developers, this also matters. The future of robotics will not only be mechanical engineering, it will need AI systems, data pipelines, simulation, vision models, safety software, fleet monitoring, and integration with factory systems. In other words, the factory robot is becoming a software platform. Now, here's where we need to be realistic. Humanoid robots are exciting, but they are not magic. The first major risk is reliability. A robot that works well in a demo is not the same as a robot that works every day in a factory. Factories are harsh environments. They have strict timing, safety rules, dust, vibration, noise, changing layouts, and many moving systems. Even small errors matter. If a robot places a part incorrectly, it can stop the line, damage equipment, create safety risks, or reduce quality. Figure AI itself said one of the goals during BMW deployment was reducing human interventions, meaning the number of times a person must pause or reset the robot. That is a serious measure, because autonomy is not just about doing the task, it is about doing the task without needing constant rescue. The second risk is safety. A humanoid robot is large, powerful, and moving near humans. BMW says safety in automotive production is under constant assessment, and its Leipzig and Spartanburg projects involved careful integration into real production systems. This is not optional. Factories cannot treat humanoid robots like experimental toys. They need barriers, safety zones, emergency stops, predictable behavior, worker training, and clear responsibility when something goes wrong. The third issue is cost. BMW has not publicly given a simple cost per robot number for these deployments in the sources used here. So we should not invent one. But the business question is obvious. Does the robot save enough time, reduce enough strain, or add enough flexibility to justify its cost? That calculation will be different for every factory. The fourth issue is labor impact. Companies often frame humanoid robots as tools that support workers by taking over repetitive or physically difficult tasks. BMW uses this kind of framing too. And that may be true in many cases, but there is also a real concern. If humanoid robots become cheaper, faster, and more reliable, companies may use them to reduce human labor in some roles. Both things can be true. Robots can improve working conditions, and robots can create pressure on jobs. The responsible approach is not panic, but planning. Workers will need retraining. Companies will need transparent communication. Regulators may need updated safety rules, and factories will need to prove that these systems are safe before scaling them. The good news is that BMW appears to be moving step by step. The company describes a structured approach: theoretical assessment, lab testing, initial real-world deployment, and then pilot phases. That is the correct pace for this kind of technology. So what happens next? The most important thing to watch is whether these pilots expand into repeatable commercial deployment. BMW says another test deployment at Leipzig was planned from April 2026, with the actual pilot phase starting in summer 2026. The focus is on integrating AEON into production and exploring applications in battery assembly and component manufacturing. BMW and Figure are also evaluating additional use cases for Figure 03. That matters because Figure 02 has already provided factory data, and Figure says learnings from BMW are being rolled into Figure 03 operational readiness. There are three realistic paths from here. First, humanoid robots may remain limited to specific tasks. This is the safest and most likely near-term path. Robots handle narrow jobs like loading, scanning, transporting, or positioning parts. Second, they may become flexible assistants inside factories. In this version, one robot can perform several related tasks after training. It may not replace traditional automation, but it complements it. Third, the technology may struggle to scale. If the robots are too expensive, too fragile, too slow, or too hard to integrate safely, companies may keep them as limited experiments. That is why BMW's tests are important. They will not decide the entire future of robotics alone. But they provide something the robotics industry badly needs: real factory data. Not just clean demo footage, not just investor presentations. Actual production pressure. And in robotics, that is where the truth appears. BMW's humanoid robot testing is not the end of human factory work. And it is not proof that every production line will soon be full of humanoids, but it is a sign that AI is moving into the physical world. For years, AI changed screens. It wrote text, generated images, analyzed data, and helped with code. Now the next question is much harder. Can AI control machines safely and reliably in the real world? BMW's answer is not a final yes, it is a careful test. Figure 02 showed that a humanoid robot could support real production work at Spartanburg. AEON is now part of BMW's next step in Leipzig, and Figure 03 may show whether the next generation can go further. The key meaning is simple. The factory of the future may not be fully humanoid, but it will likely be more intelligent, more adaptive, and more connected than the factory of the past. So the question is, would you trust humanoid robots working beside people in a real car factory? Or do you think this technology still needs many more years before it becomes practical? Drop your thoughts in the comments. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.